About 8 years ago or so, I experienced what is called a spiritual awakening. Today I want to talk about what I experienced during that awakening and share with you what signs you can be on the lookout for to help you determine if that's what you may be going through. Going through a spiritual awakening alone can be quite scary, but with the right tools and support, it can sure make it more of a beautiful experience. Hola everyone, it's Miss B Money here from Crypto Connections. Welcome back and a warm hello to those of you who are new here. If you are new here, it would really mean the world to me if you click on the subscribe button below and become part of our community. And be sure to also click on the notification bell to be notified of my latest uploads. Some of you may be asking yourself, what is a spiritual awakening? Or you may be saying, I'm religious and I don't believe in spiritual awakenings. But what I'm about to tell you may surprise you. Yes, anyone at any time can go through a spiritual awakening, and in my case, it actually brought me closer to God than I had ever been. A spiritual awakening can be defined as the act of so-called waking up, enlightenment, or new consciousness. It usually occurs without warning, and so many people have gone through an awakening that have reported that they have experienced these same signs. Some signs that you are spiritually awakening are: 1. You are actually more content being alone. You are okay with not having contact with anyone for days or even weeks. In fact, your alone time makes you feel even more at peace. For me, it's how I get empty, meaning less conditioning, less thought, and just more being. Number 2, you experience an empty mind, but your perceptions are heightened, meaning you notice everything around you, even the bee pollinating on the nearby lily, but you don't think about it. You're just the observer, kind of like watching a movie. Number 3, you experience sudden or abrupt changes in your life, like a divorce, loss of a child, loss of a job. Sign number 4, you experience greater inspiration all of a sudden. Remember I wrote a book in 3 weeks and published it? It was flowing through me like I was being electrocuted by words. Number 5, you experience a full wave of emotions going from empathy, compassion, and bliss, and sometimes all at once. Number 6, most of all, once you know what you are going through, you feel so much more at ease and in love with everything around you. You start to realize that everything, I mean everything and everyone, is connected. Things that helped me during my spiritual awakening, the first one being, we all have heard of the phrase, knowledge is power. Well, it couldn't be more true in this case. When I met a healer, she was the one who introduced me to a number of books that I say literally saved my life. I had never heard of this before. I didn't know anyone who had gone through it. Anyone who had gone through a true spiritual awakening knows it's not easy. It's truly the dark night of the soul that you meet up with. And when I read the literature that she gave me, it gave me comfort knowing that this was a process and I wasn't going crazy. Imagine waking up one day and your marriage is over. You've lost all your possessions. Your friends and most of your family are estranged. You have sensations you are being pulled into the center of the earth. You are seeing visions everywhere. You can almost hear people talk. Every sense in your body is heightened, and the words to a book are feverishly flowing through you at all times of the day, making it difficult to work, play, or even sleep. As I look back, it was the best love affair with life I have ever had, and I'm so grateful that I experienced it. The person I am today is so much more loving, compassionate, feeling, and wise beyond her years. The second thing that helped me was having someone to talk to. I believe the most important thing to my success was the books that I read, which I have listed in my favorites below, but also having that healer to tell what I had been experiencing. Those two things are the secret sauce that made me release everything and realize that everything is as it should be. Everything was perfect. My relationship with my healer alone was a wonderful experience. We were opposite in so many ways. She was brought up Catholic. I was not. She was in the healing arts. I was not. She was married with kids. I was not. But the grounding and strength that she provided me during this time was what got me through this experience. And really, when I look back, I ask myself, what did she give me? She gave me the resources to help myself. Now, I'm sure some of you may be thinking, this girl is a quack job. She needs some major help. Well, I can tell you, my spiritual awakening was so powerful that I honestly thought I was going crazy. Even sought out some professional help at the time before I met my healer. But the doctors came back telling me that they had never met such a strong woman before. As much as I look back now and appreciate that statement, at the time, I just wanted the whirlwind to stop. I wanted them to say, you're going crazy. Here's a pill and that'll fix it. And that's a strong statement from a girl who only puts clean, organic products in her sacred vessel. So why am I sharing this with you? Well, it is my hope that I can be that person for someone else. I want to pay it forward, and I want to be that person that says to someone, you're not going crazy, and here's what you need to do. Many others have gone through this, and in time, you will look back and feel so grateful beyond words that you went through this experience too. The third thing that I did was journal. I pulled out my vision board journal that I talked about last week, and in there I had jotted my thoughts while going through my awakening. I also came across some words that I had jotted down from Steve Jobs. They went something like this. Your time here is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living the result of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Obviously, something in this resonated with me at the time. Knowing that I had to stop worrying about what others thought and push through this dark time of my life and see the beauty around me. The very next day, the journal entry reads, have you ever had a day when your senses are so heightened? I look up at the sky and can see sunbeams more prominent and brighter than ever. I look around and everything is glowing, trees, buildings, birds as they fly by. I feel so connected right now. And that is just a small snapshot of what I was going through. Like I said, it was scary but beautiful all at the same time. The fourth thing that's important to do while going through a spiritual awakening, or that I found helpful, was decoding my dreams. The other thing that does start happening, or at least it did with me, and it's quite common among people who do have a spiritual awakening, is that they start experiencing vivid dreams. Oh, and you may have a dream here and there right now, but during my awakening, I had multiple vivid dreams nightly. They were flying dreams, floating dreams, lotus dreams, visits with deceased family members, you name it, it happened. It's too much to get into here, but maybe I'll do another video on it in the future. It truly is incredible how our dreams can give us clues and even nudges of what to do next or what to work on. The other thing that I incorporated while having my spiritual awakening was meditating. It's another powerful tool. I would close my eyes and whisper in my head, show me what I need to see, what I need to do. And then I'd just sit, allowing thoughts to come and go, have no attachment to those thoughts, no judgment to those thoughts. All I try to do is just follow my breath, not really listening to it or controlling it, but more like watching it, observing it. After years of practice, I can say that I have been able to get into that silent, blissful state in a matter of seconds. It opens up doors to more creativity and connectedness. It's something that once you get that, I don't even know how to explain it, but you'll know when you get there, because you'll see those visions. You may even hear things, and you may even feel things. And they will be guiding you as to what you need to do and how you need to do it. Of course, we always have our free will. But you'll continue doing this forever, because you'll realize how powerful of a tool it is, truly connecting you to the divine. Number 6, grounding. Grounding is so important. Take your shoes off, take your socks off, and put your bare feet on the ground, on the grass, on the sand, and walk with intention of drawing energy from the center of the earth, and that it's firmly grounding your feet, your whole body, in the earth. Nothing can break that bond. Breathe it in as that earth supports you. Again, there's lots of literature on grounding. There's lots of videos on grounding. I'm not going to get into it. It's a whole video on its own. But I just want to share with you that all these 6 things can help you. There's so many more tips and tricks and so much more that I could go into. But I think you probably already think that I'm crazy enough. And that's okay. Of course, there is that risk. But I am willing to take that risk, because you can't really grasp what I'm talking about until you either have started to experience it yourself or been through it. But like I said earlier, it is my hope that if you feel you may be going through a spiritual awakening, then these tools will definitely help you. And just know that everything is as it should be. I have listed the books and resources below to help you, and trust me, it will come when you least expect it. I've also added a link to a YouTube video below in the description box. It's a documentary, and it's called The Cosmic Giggle. It's a long video, it's a little deep at times, but one that will make you realize just how connected everything is and how unawake the world is and why. I'm hoping that some of you found this useful and it resonated with some of you. Sending love and light to you all. Namaste. That's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please be sure to hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. It really helps to grow the channel. Have a blessed day, everyone, and until next time, hasta luego.